Creating a new live broadcast. Please wait.
Okay. I guess I waited too long to put the thumbnail out, huh? Did I wait too long? Is there anybody in here? Holy cannoli. Now we know we're live here. Oh boy. Okay. Alright. Is there anybody out there? Am I talking in the wind? Am I pissing in the wind? Am I pissing in the wind? They tell me I'm pissing in the wind. They tell me. So this all came up this morning, I guess. Was it this morning? I saw this in the anamorphic. What is the name of this group? The Anamorphic Shooters Facebook group. They always got good stuff in here. And this popped up, and it's going to catch my attention because it's AI stuff. I despise AI. Dead Ringer video is alive. Thank God he survived the new year. Thank God he made it in strong. The first week is in the bag. So, someone posted this. Say, bruh, I think all of us are cooked. Well, time to sell my entire lens set and camera, LOL. Have any of you seen this? And this is AI anamorphic cinematography. Higgs Field Cinema Studio tutorial. I didn't know anything about this. I didn't click the video yet. I just saw Mark Holtz was the top comment, and of course I'm going to read that. He says, do what you have to do, Devon, but please don't speak on behalf of the rest of us. So then I was hooked. I'm like, okay, let's read all of this. Looks terrible. I mean, that's a given, right? We doomed, LOL. For feature films, I suspect most filmmakers will still want to film real people and places, but AI augmentation is already working its way into the industry. The big limitation for now is that the scenes have to be relatively short for consistency. For things like commercials, though, where short subject matter is the norm, I think AI will dominate soon. Whew, no reason to spend 10, 20, 100 times the budget when you can hire a single person to create a Hollywood-level production for almost nothing. This technology is unfortunately going to eviscerate a lot of industries. Holy cannoli. That just makes your whole heart tremble. Look at this guy. Looks like shit. People say things look terrible. Please show me your best work. Lol. Same thought. Bot post here. What Mark said above. Looks relatively good. Still a few years off. I have faith that the masses won't support this crap. Here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing, Dead Ringer for a Clinger. When you click on this, and this is what I was not prepared for. I was not prepared for this. This is Workman Labs. This is Workman Labs. Well, who is Matt Workman? The dude behind Cinematography Database with 278,000 subscribers. Now, Matt is, I don't know the whole story, but I almost want to say that he came up with, he is like the beginning of Unreal Engine. Is that right? Is that crazy to say that? Maybe I should, I feel like he is, though. Is Matt Workman the inventor of Unreal Engine? He has something to do with it. Unreal Engine developer, creator, and solo developer. He is the Unreal Engine developer and solo developer. Holy shit. And Cine Tracer. So yeah, Cine Tracer is another part of that. And Cine Tracer is like the program that the Wandering DP, aka Patrick O'Sullivan, that's what he uses. He uses Cine Tracer in like all of his classes and breakdowns and stuff when he's showing you the guy that drops in and he's got the viewfinder on his shoulder and he's running around. Matt Workman created that, and I think that's called Cine Tracer. But he also is behind this whole cinematography database thing. So I guess this all adds up, right? Because this is he's very into this like virtual world, this kind of like just wild shit. It's just a little bit. It's okay, the dots connect, right? But it's a little disheartening when it's like, yeah, bro, but like, I don't know. This is a tricky one for me, you know, because I get it. Like I get what he's doing. Like I understand what he's doing. It's almost like video game level type shit. But now, like this new thing with this Workman Labs thing, this is like a full AI movie that he made. Um, and it's like it landed in that anamorphic group because this is pitched towards anamorphic shooters, right? What's up, Charles Krebs? Yeah, dude, good to see you too, bro. And so I'm just like, you know, like look, he's got this photo he's sharing of himself shooting, like, you know, like I don't I just don't know how I feel about someone like this now. It's fine if you want to toy around with this, right? It's fine, like if this is like a fun new level to your Unreal Engine thing or something. But like, I don't know, like now we've crossed a line. Like where do you cross the line? I guess that's a question I should ask all of you. Where do you cross the line where you're like, okay, yeah, we're just like playing. It's almost like a level of playing, like almost like Satellite 3D or something like that, you know? Like what's this say? Charles says use it as a tool to add the creation, not replace the creation itself. AI to help with script formatting, pre-production, etc. is where it stops for me. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like it's cool like if you want to use this for like pre-production, like CineTracer, like educational wise, right? But now it seems like we've started to cross the line from like educational fun to now like, hey, yeah, we can totally make whole films with this. Right? That's what he's saying. The anamorphic look is highly desired in live action filmmaking and virtual CG filmmaking. Luckily, getting that look with AI filmmaking is now possible using Higgsfield Cinema Studio. They have other real world emulations, but anamorphic is my favorite. So this is this thing that he's like kind of joining or pushing or something called Higgsfield Cinema Studio. He's doing a tutorial of this thing. And I think maybe it like competes with whatever he sells. I don't know. Either way, you know, it is kind of, you know, it feels like a marketing thing a little bit, you know. It's fine if you want to do tutorials on it, but why are we doing tutorials on it if we don't expect you to buy it, right? You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, so clearly we're promoting it at the base level. We're promoting this thing that is making full films, right? And he goes through how he acted out the voice of this character and all this crazy shit. And it's like, you know, I'll give him credit. At the end of the video, he does say like, you know, after, you know, talking about, you know, doing the voice acting and stuff, at least at the end, he does encourage people to, you know, hire real actors for their voice. So at least that's nice, you know, to see that he hasn't fallen completely off into the goddamn deep end. You understand what I'm saying? But like, but there is this little bit of this like, and where I feel like it crossed the line to fun is now he's promoting this thing that makes it, right? Like this Higgsfield Cinema Studio, which is AI, right? I could only imagine it's an entirely, it sounds to me like it's an entirely AI studio, right? Cinema Studio by Higgsfield. Yeah, right there it said cinematic video generator. Cinema Studio, the first AI cinema studio with real optical physics for cinematic video generation, moved from random generation to a deterministic professional workflow. Enter the studio, designed for those who demand a professional toolkit for cinematic grade quality and precise control. So this is what I'm saying, right? This is where I say, Matt Workman, you crossed the line, bro. Right now you are one of them, bro. You know what I mean? He is an enemy to the state now, as far as I'm concerned, right? Because this isn't cool shit. You know, this isn't cool. This is the death of like, okay, let me rewind and show the fucking photo that you showed the world, Matt. Like, look, this is his fucking BTS video, right? But it's like, oh, bro, you killed that boy, right? Whoever that was, you just like, you annihilated him. Now that you've entered into a world where you're promoting this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I don't understand what his point was to show those BTS photos, because I didn't care to, you know, watch this whole fucking video, because I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not concerned about that. I'm only concerned with like, what the fuck are you actually doing here? You know what I mean? And what he is doing is he's promoting this AI cinema studio. This is bullshit, you know, like straight up, you know, and it's a little disheartening to see who it is. You know, this guy, 278,000 subscribers. Wandering DP uses his Cine Tracer program. You know, this guy has roots in the community, the professional community. And now him being a part of it is fucking pushing this slop. What the hell is going on here? You know what I mean? Like, am I the only one that is bothered by this? You guys don't care about this? You know, and I hate to say this, but this ties in with the whole thing, man. You know what I'm talking about. This ties in with all of it. It's all the same shit. They're using the platform to push you shit. Shit you don't need, but now they're pushing shit that is going to destroy your fucking livelihood. You know what I'm saying? This is what they want you to buy now. The thing that wants to replace you. The thing that wants to replace you is what Matt Workman is trying to sell you. This is a big problem. This is poison to the entire filmmaking community, and it's disgraceful that Matt Workman has joined the ranks of this. Am I crazy? Do I sound like I'm completely off my rocker here? Should I be wearing a tinfoil hat? Is this making sense to any of you? Because in my brain, my crazy brain, I'm like, it's like, wow, this is exactly what's wrong. Like in our current state of affairs, you know what I'm saying? And the influencers, there's a whatever. Okay, let me just chill out. I'll calm down now. Okay. All right. Yo, Justin Magic 222's in the house. Chillin' Connect says, I'm scared of AI, not because of what it can do, but what data it uses and steals, 100%. Magic says, for a client, we filmed in Vegas, but later in the edit, they wanted a shot of the sphere powering down. Obviously, we can't film that. Curious what AI would do. Shockingly, the shot looked pretty good. Okay, I see. So you're kind of using it as like stock footage. I mean, hey, people buy stock footage all the time. Why would you not buy an AI shot? You know, oh, Jacob Owens did a whole video on that too. We talked about that on the Patreon, but that's something else. But Jacob Owens did a video about how he used to provide footage for what is it, ArtGrid? It allegedly might be ArtGrid. It might be the wrong company. I can't remember the company that he used to sell footage to first for stock footage. I guess now it turns out that this company is now, we better go find it because I don't want people getting it twisted now. What was the company that he worked for? You guys probably know. Let me get caught up here real quick. It was a single insert shot though. Yeah, like I was saying, I think what will dominate, Ancient Mystery School. He is a member of the channel. Thank you for your support. I think what will dominate in the next years is AI mixed with real scenes in feature films. I think what will dominate in the next year is AI mixed with, yeah, I mean, it sounds like that's the way it's going. That's how it went with our guys in Vegas there already. Zero creativeness with AI. Sure, it can be used for brainstorming, but when it's used for AI slop, non-creativeness with big budgets, just film it yourself with real cameras and people. 100%. Let's hope so. Ted Ringer says, I do care about this. I agree that it's poison. 100%. Let me find this real quick. I want to recall the company that is it this page? He did a whole video on it. Is it gone now? I sold no, which one is it? AI rant. Yeah, so this is the video where he talks about it. I did already break down this on the Patreon, but yeah, it was Artlist and ArtGrid ranting about AI and how Artlist and ArtGrid are using it to steal from you and your creative colleagues. So yeah, that's what it was doing. So he was selling his footage to ArtGrid when they first started, right? Jacob Owens, I'm talking about. And then I guess what ended up happening is ArtGrid was banking all of their footage, footage that they were buying. They were banking it, and now they're using that footage to generate their own AI, allegedly, right? So, and I guess that's what Jacob's rant was about. And I can, hey man, I roast him a little bit, right, in the video I did of it, but like, I roast everybody, but at the end of the day, I do agree that it is bad. It's not cool, like, but here's the thing. This is the fucked up part about that situation. Like, I understand both sides of it, because it's like, bro, they bought the footage from you, right? Did you read the whole contract? Did you even have to sign a contract? Like they bought it. It's bought and paid for. So unless you have it in there, like, you cannot use this. And look, it's a company. You're selling your footage to a company that is going to turn around and sell your footage, right? So I can't imagine that's a very lengthy contract. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's like you've given them permission, I imagine, in perpetuity to do whatever the fuck they want with your footage that they bought from you, right? Like, I'm just being real here, like thinking of it like legalist, you know, in a legal manner, right? And so like you buy something, it's yours now. You know that I bought it from you to sell it, right? So that right there is going to tell you, like, I'm going to do whatever I want with it, down to the point where I'm reselling your shit. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's pretty hardcore. Like how often do you like go into a McDonald's, buy a bag of burgers, turn around and sell them on the fucking front porch of McDonald's? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the equivalent of what those companies were doing to guys like Jacob Owens that were selling their footage. You know what I mean? That's literally what they're doing. They're buying it, turning around, and selling it. So you know, in that aspect, it's like, well, what the fuck did you think they were going to do with it, right? When AI came out, of course they're going to use all that footage that they bought, that they paid you for. Of course they're going to use it. But at the same side of the at the other, you know, I can understand the flip side of the token, because yeah, it is pretty messed up. It's pretty messed up to be using that footage for AI. It's fucked up. But hey, man, I sold it to him. You know what I mean? It's like it's like one of those types of situations. This is a little different. This is like a full-on studio that makes all of their stuff from the ground up. So, you know, I mean, look, again, it's no mystery that someone like Matt Workman would be attracted to a studio like that. It's just a bummer. It's just a bummer for so many reasons, because he doesn't even understand that he's like, you know, going Cobain on it. You know what I'm saying? When I say going Cobain on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he's doing. He's just, you know what I mean? It's a recipe for disaster. You know, so either A, he doesn't care because he's making bank, which could be a good part of the equation, or two, he can't see it. You know what I mean? Like, he just can't understand it, the reality of it. Like, people that are this deep into it, again, because he goes way, way back with the Unreal Engine shit, right? He's so deep into this technology, where someone like him, all he sees is the ways that it helps without seeing the way that it destroys. You know what I'm saying? Because he's infused with the machine now, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, I don't know. That's how I look at it. I just hope the masses won't support, says Dead Ringer. He says, although I believe there will be a novelty of it at first, and people might go watch an AI movie in the beginning to see what it's about. I hope it ends there. No, I don't even want it to begin there. I don't even want people to go and watch to see what it's about. This is what I'm fighting against. Like, this is what I am so anti against. Like, no, there is no let's go see what it's about. No, we don't have to go see what it's about. We don't need to, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the first, like, don't even acknowledge it. Don't even acknowledge it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I like to do to really destroy someone or destroy something. You don't acknowledge it. You act like it doesn't even exist. That is the highest level of neglect known to man. You just act like it doesn't exist. That's the real hater juice right there, man. But that'll never happen. That'll never ever happen because of yahoos like this, and just because of thousands of reasons. You know what I mean? There is a time and place for it. You know, like we were saying, like, it's great to use AI as an assistant, like a real assistant, though, you know, like a PA, you know, like a personal assistant, right? Like, ask it quick things. Hey, I'm trying to remember this thing, right? You pull it up. Yeah, wonderful. Like, you know what I mean? Like a legitimate assistant. But now it has become the boss, and even beyond the boss. It has become the, like, oh shit, you know, like, higher than S tier, right? It has advanced from PA, catapulted from the PA level. Now they are like big swinging dick EPs. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're top of the line. You know, they're the studio. They are literally the studios now. They rose from PA level to the entire studio with influencers pushing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Influencers that helped create good things for the community for a long time. This is why I say it's so, like, That's what I mean. It's like, how do you get in the weeds that hardcore where you don't see it anymore? You don't look at this and just want to vomit, right? Matt didn't see this as something horrible. He saw it as something wonderful. It's like, that's the crazy thing to me. That's why I say it's like a cancer. You know, it's like something that gets in your brain. It's like a brain tumor, you know, to sit here and one, it's okay. One, it's horrible. It is a malfunction. If you look at this and go, cool, right there, boom. You and I will never be friends, right? Right there, very bad, right? That's one thing, right? But then to take it another level and go, fuck yeah, let's work together. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, dude, let me meet the owner of this thing. This is just like, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I feel like I'm turning into my grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, I can think when I was a kid and there'd be things that my grandpa would just be so pissed off about. And as a kid, you'd be like, I don't know what he's so mad about. It's just a CD player. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what's going on? But, you know, it's basically now take that situation and now it's like in full beast mode. It's like turned into Hulk. And it's like, oh my God, dude. It's gotten way out of hand. It's like wild. And it feels like a snowball. Not a snowball. It just feels like, because it's going much faster. It's an avalanche. It feels like I'm on an avalanche when I think of this. That's why I can't. I gotta click it off. You know what I mean? Like, you can't look at it, bro. I can't look at it for too long. It just like it makes me spiral, bro. It makes me spiral. All right, let me get caught up here. Yo, Sean Meyer, Matt Freeman is a big Unreal Engine user. I don't know who Matt Freeman is. I have a problem with giant companies and small creatives with AI because it doesn't create jobs. I think it's a double-edged sword, though. Yeah, 100%. It certainly isn't creating jobs for Hollywood. I'll tell you that right now. It's, like I said earlier, it's getting rid of kids like this and creating kids like this. I don't know. I guess if money is all you care about, right? Like the bottom line is the dollar bill and that's all you care about. Then yeah, then and you know what? There are a lot of people in Hollywood and in the filmmaking community that is all they care about. That's literally how the Marvel universe exists. That's literally how a lot of things exist. Typecasting. That's why typecasting exists. That's why you know, celebrity status exists, because there are those entities within the industry that have always been there since day one, that all they care about is money. That's all, you know, that's what drives them. I think at one time they maybe were movie buffs, or at one time did feel something when they would go watch a movie or something, right? I do believe that. I don't think they're just in there like little demons that just come in and they're like, let me, you know, destroy this industry. No, I think they all started with good intentions. It's just like anything else, you know? Like money is also like a drug, you know? So like if you get a little bit of it and then you get more of it, and then you just want more and more of it. Right? So then you forget why you started doing it in the first place, because now you're driven by the dollar. You're no longer driven by like a story that you wanted to tell, because that doesn't matter anymore, right? As soon as you choose the money over the real, like, I guess, dare I say, spiritual aspect of it, right? Once you choose the money, then it's like, okay, all right, we don't care about the story anymore. We don't have to. You know what I mean? And really, I guess this whole AI shit is really like an evolution of all of that. Isn't that what it seems like? It's like, yeah, like this makes perfect sense. Like this is exactly where it was going this whole time. Like, and you know, now there's like that other part of me that's like, what did you expect to happen? You know what I mean? Like talking to myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course this is the road that it was on. It's always been on this road. You know, the money and everything has driven this. That's why like the indie filmmaking has always kind of been a thing, right? But I think sometimes you get it confused, because when you're like an indie filmmaker, you're like, you think you want to be a part of that other universe, right? You're looking at the big guys, the big leagues, and you're like, yeah, I want to be one of them, you know? But there's a lot of the guys and gals on that other side that are going, man, I wish I could go back. Honestly, a lot of them have even told me that. Like, I wish I could just do whatever I want again. Like, I wish I could be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, because some of them kind of get caught up in the wheel. You know, some of them do. I don't think all of them. You know, I like Roger Deakins certainly doesn't seem to be caught up in a wheel. You know, someone of that status kind of created his own wheel, clearly. You know what I mean? I don't think there was ever been a cinematographer who's been knighted before. I could be wrong about that, but I mean, we're not all Roger Deakins. You know what I mean? Some of us are destined for the indie life forever. Yo, cheers from Poland. Oh, Lucas Halastra. Tim Ashby in the house. He said, I wish I had faith that the masses will elicit some integrity regarding human-made art. Unfortunately, I think there are myriad examples of how our culture doesn't really value art, only commerce. That exactly ties in with what I was just saying. All right, I'm going to turn the call banner on in case any yahoos want to call in. Hello from Brisbane, Australia, mate. Oh, Stuart Monroe. Happy kangaroo. Stuart, the packages have been sent because the U.S. winner just got theirs. I saw it on his Instagram. Chillin' Connect says the Ultimate Final Pro Ultra Boss. Yeah, that's what AI has risen to. Not joke. Yeah, no joke, bro. Magic says Coca-Cola, Progressive. What is it? Hold up. It just jumped. Calci and more AI commercials are here. Yeah, the Coca-Cola ones are horrendous, by the way. These are major corporations producing 100% AI ads. Pandora's box is open. I don't know how we close it. Yeah, Magic. Yeah, dude, you're not going to close it. You're not going to close it. It's not going to close. But me, I'm no, dude, no. I'm not, you'll never see me. You'll never see me doing that. In fact, dude, I'm not going to lie to you guys. You know I got a small channel, but I get a lot of emails with a lot of these AI companies almost on a daily basis. No joke. And I don't even open them. Honestly, I don't even open it. I don't even open it. I delete it. I don't even open it, bro. Because I have no desire. Like, if anything says AI on it, I refuse it. I have no desire to know what it is. I have no, and that's why it took me forever to open this up, because I just read like what they're saying, and then, you know, I saw it said AI anamorphic cinematography, and I was reading all the comments. I literally didn't open this up until a half hour before I went live. And that's when I saw that it was Matt Workman. And you can ask Marianne, I literally said to her, I go, oh, this one might be a little controversial. You know, because I just didn't know until half hour before I click go live, you know? That's just how I am. I don't have time to fucking watch all this bullshit, you know? But when I did, then I was a little angry, obviously, clearly, you know? like I was just like, dude, what is this? It just, I think because it's like disappointing, right? I think when I get so passionate about stuff and I get so like heated or like crazy upset about it, I think it's just because like I'm so disappointed in it. My whole life I've struggled with disappointment, you know, like I hate, like it's a bummer too, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I know better than that, you know, like, come on, dude, I know, you're like, come on, you know, like you should, and someone used to tell me that too. They'd be like, you know, just always expect the worst, you know? and then you'll never be disappointed, right? Then you'll like be surprised when, you know, because that is the downside of being like a cynical bastard like myself. You know what I mean? Because anything that's going on, I'll always like look at like the bad side of it first. Like, and like, that's probably why a lot of like my like review videos, like kind of severs the ties with that particular brand or company that I've done. Because I always tend to lean on the negative first. You know, and I've always done my reviews like that. I've done everything I've done my whole life like that, right? And so it's not it's not something that I, you know, am proud of, but it does enable me to kind of I don't know, I guess get a little bit stronger, I guess. And I guess it ultimately is like probably a defensive thing in itself, right? Like this guy is always expecting the worst. So it's clearly like a defense mechanism that I created when I was a child or something, right? Like, oh, like everybody's disappointed me. Like put my armor on, you know? And then, But beyond it, even though I expect the worst, I still get disappointed about it. Like I still get pissed off about it. Like you're like, this is still pissing me off. It's like, yeah, but you were kind of expecting it to be like this. It's like, well, I still wasn't prepared for it, you know? Oh man, those Coca-Cola AI commercials suck. I apologize for that weird rabbit hole we just went down. That was a little gnarly. These are crews not getting work, 100%. This whole thing, I closed it because I got pissed off of looking at it. I agree that we shouldn't acknowledge it or support it. I'm just speaking as the truth of what people might do. I won't see it as a novelty, but there are a lot of people who will, unfortunately. Oh yeah, 100%. There are so many people that I was listening to something on, I don't know what it was. It was like a podcast or something. This was a year or two ago. This was like during the writer's strike. So this was the beginning of the, like, you know, because writer's strikes was a couple years ago. That was when people first started talking about AI and in the industry and stuff at like a big time level. And that's really what the writer's strike was all about, you know, the AI shit. And, but I remember this podcast saying like they were excited about being able to create a movie where they could make themselves the character in the movie. And like basically give it a prompt and say like, oh, tonight I want to be Han Solo in Star Wars. This is the literal example they gave on this podcast. I can't remember what it was now. And it's like now you can literally be Han Solo in Star Wars with your little goggles on and shit. Like that's a real thing. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? And like, I guess, yeah, novelty, you go, hey man, that sounds like a really cool video game, I guess. And it's like, yeah, but it's a video game. You know, that's not a movie. I don't know. It's really wild how things are just kind of funneling. You know, because now thinking about it like that, video games versus movies. And it's like, I don't know, man. Video games have always been kind of, I guess it depends what video game you play. But certainly I think I would be correct in saying that video games have always been trying to be more realistic, more movie-like, right? Wouldn't you guys agree with that? And so it's like all this shit is like funneled into one now. And I guess that would make more sense why Matt Workman with his, you know, Cine Tracer and cinematography database, how he gets roped into it all too, because it is like this, it's like this funnel where all the technology is going like, and yeah, like the thumbnail said, it kind of just turns into sludge, like slop, you know, because it's just like you going in the funnel and you're all going to get pushed into one and then come out the other side. And it's just like a mess, you know, because you get popped. Kind of like, isn't that what happened in Nope? Like, I was so confused what happened. Oh, sorry, spoiler. But I'm like, damn, like, I don't know. That just, the funnel reference made me think of that. Anyways, wow, going down the pipe here. So far, I've used AI only for jokes. I take and make nothing seriously with it. It's for fun. I'll never let it replace my job. Sure, I'll see how it advances, but won't use it. Yeah, but here's the thing. You're not in control if it's going to replace your job or not. You're not in control of that. You're not in control of that. That's just how it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's already replacing jobs, to be quite honest. I think it's been replacing jobs for a few years now, quite honestly. Dead Ringer says, hopefully we won't be singing AI killed the movie star. Yeah, I think that is coming next, actually. AI killed all the stars. Oh, man. Sorry, I meant Matt Workman. Yeah, well, he owns it, bro. That's what we were saying earlier. He runs it. He's the solo developer of it, the chief developer. Golden Globals should add an AI section. The Golden Globes, best AI character goes to. I mean, man. But what if we could prompt whoever we want to see as the star of a movie? Justin Phillip as the star of Andor. Yeah, sure, that's fun. But it would be more fun if it was real. You know what I mean? Oh, man. But see, that's scary too. Like, imagine all the pervs that are going to do weird stuff with other kinds of movies. You know what I mean? Like, it gets gnarly, dude. It gets weird, you know? It's going to get weird, man. But does Coca-Cola need ads? No, they don't. Yeah, so I don't understand. Like, so they're just like, whatever. Just throw out this AI crap. It's sad, really. It's sad. You know, especially about these commercials are supposed to be about, like, family and warmth and, like, love and all this stuff. And then it's like, but you're just making AI crap. Here we go. Germany.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
You're on. Who do we got?
Hey, what's up? Justin Hamudi here. We talked earlier before on Instagram. What's up? How are you?
Good, good. Good to hear you. Good to hear from you, brother.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that my assumption about this whole AI stuff is that I think in the next year we will see more and more fusion-like, AI scenes combined with real scenes instead of CGI artists working on it. And I see them really in danger. And I would say voice acting too, like that could be easily replaced even today. And yeah, that's kind of sad, man, because I think CGI artists, like the name is saying, are artists themselves. And, what you have to say about that?
I mean, it does kind of tie in with the Matt Workman thing for sure about the him is kind of where he started. You know what I mean? He kind of did start in the CGI realm. Really, I mean that's what that whole Unreal Engine thing is, and then it kind of blew up to the level that it did, and now it's evolved into this like full on AI. But don't get it. Like I understand. Like I can identify. Like yeah, that he was an artist, right? He still is, right? He's still definitely a CG artist. And that is scary though, right? Because then it's like now the artists, you have this artist, pretty well known artist, right? Going, hey, this is okay, this is acceptable. I don't know, that's weird to me.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to see because you saw in the beginning of the 2000s that like CGI really, evolved into something really, really nice and cool. It almost looked photorealistic. Then in the 2010s, I had the feeling that it kind of went like video game style looking, and now it's like you said before, it's kind of merging into all of that together, and it's kind of sad to see.
100%, brother. That's why you got to keep shooting your own stuff. You working on anything right now?
Yeah, I'm planning some interviews. I'm here from Germany actually, and yeah, that's what I mainly do on the side right now, and yeah, that works fine for now.
Yeah, man, of course, dude. Dude, the corporate interviews are a good percentage of my income yearly, brother.
Yeah, I believe you, and also I think documentaries are a thing that are going to be very popular in the future because it doesn't make any sense to replace that with AI, because it's based on reality, of course.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That'll be one thing where but what you will see is on like the lower budge, like recreation shows, reality shows, they'll be using all that AI for their new stock footage, like the B-roll shit.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it's going to be like analog film. It's going to be rare, but like yeah, it's going to be rare. Let's see.
Yeah,
Hope not, but who knows?
100%, brother. Well, thank you for calling in, man.
Of course, man. Keep up. Thank you for the work.
All right, brother. Thank you. Whoa. Calling in from Germany. Look at that. That's wild, man. All right, let me get caught up in here. But if we could prompt whoever we want. He brought up a really good thing that reminded me of something there at the end, and then I didn't get off quick enough. Like sometimes when I have a thought, like if there's one thing that throws me, then I can't remember what it was. Didn't the creator use AI? I mean, they certainly used a lot of CGI. I know that. I don't know if they used AI for anything. I mean, I know the Brutalist did. The Brutalist, they used AI to to basically replace Adrian Brody's real voice because he couldn't do the accent. This is what I heard. I haven't seen the Brutalist. The Adrian Brody movie. Okay, what the heck was I doing now? I was gonna search something. Oh yeah, creator. Did the movie creator use AI for anything? I know. I still use Google. This is how I'm so anti. Like, I don't even have ChatGPT or any of that shit. Yes, the creators of the movie The Creator heavily used AI and advanced tech in its production, primarily for visual effects and concept generation, leveraging AI tools to create realistic robots and integrate them into live action scenes, reducing costs, enabling the vision of director Garrett Edwards. Though the script itself was human written but inspired by AI themes. Yeah, see, they used AI to generate concept art, track human actors without markers, and create digital assets, making the futuristic. Yeah, I don't think it was anything gnarly though. Like it was like basic. It was like base level shit. Like they're just using it in the way that any CGI movie would use it. That's the way I understood it, anyways. I think they also used an FX3 for some scenes. Yeah, I think so. We have to show that human made is just better, especially for storytelling, because we really can't even tell emotions. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He was saying at the end about how he was comparing it to film versus digital, like analog versus digital. And that's why I say, like, yeah, it's going to be a good time for like grassroots indie filmmakers, like guerrilla style filmmakers. It's going to have a whole new like uptick of that. I was just watching something the other day where they're saying like how cinema in the 70s was so wild. Like when Taxi Driver came out. Like I think around that time, a lot of crazy movies came out. What was the one? Drugstore Cowboy, and like all of those wild movies that came out that year. Like, look, I'm pretty sure they all came out like the same year, maybe 1976. And they're basically saying like it was driven by like what was happening in the world at the time. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what it's going to be. Oh, I was hoping you could click on the year and just like bring up every movie that year. There used to be a way to do that. Anyways, so but I think that is what's going to happen. Like another kind of surge of this kind of like really wild, really unique. Maybe even see like a lot more like avant-garde, like a lot of experimental stuff, like stuff that's like so raw. Like Taxi Driver, for instance, for that time was like insane. Again, 1976. It's like. I feel like we're going to have another resurgence of that with all of this AI crap, I hope we do anyways, because it's going to get really rad. In terms of like a period of cinema, it could be rad again, like it was back then, like to leave this kind of like blip, like a crazy blip in the chain, because every time that happens, there's like a whole new wave of like filmmakers that get big out of it. You know what I'm saying? It happens every now and then. I think if anyone goes to a film festival and AI appears, we should leave. Yeah, there's been a lot of movies now that I've noticed at the end, before the credits roll. I've seen it a couple times now. I think it's mainly been A24 movies, which does make sense for them to do this. But I want to say that I also saw it in a non-A24 movie. But anyways, at the end, it'll say like, no AI was used in the making of this film or something like that. And I've seen that a handful of times now. And that's wild to have that as like a disclaimer. But like, I think it is cool to see that at the same time, We have to show that human made is just better, especially for storytelling, because we really can tell emotions. Yeah, let's hope we can. I mean, not all people can, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, 100%. That's like, Marianne has ChatGPT lingo dialed in so good that like every time I'm watching YouTube, she'll be like, oh, that's a ChatGPT script. Like she'll call it out like constantly, like she hears it all the time. There are a lot of people online right now that are just like taking the whole script and just like not even changing it and just like, saying whatever ChatGPT wrote up for them. And that's their whole monologue. Like that's their whole everything on YouTube. And like, I'm not dialed into ChatGPT, but like Marianne, she uses it and she's like, yeah, that's a total ChatGPT script. There's like a certain vernacular where it'll be like, it's not just this, it's this. It's not just this, it's this. And like so many YouTube scripts have that now. A lot of YouTubers. And it's just like, damn, it's so crazy that they're not even like trying to make it their own. It's just like, it's like the worst student known to man, where you just like straight up plagiarize it, turn it in. Like you don't even try to fuck it up more, like you just straight take it. And that's pretty gnarly to me. Even if Coca-Cola doesn't need ads, there are featured DPs who come from the ad world, and now that's not the route anymore. Holy cannoli, man. The ancient mystery, Justin the realist out there. Wow, bro. Thank you for that. Mad tip. He's also a YouTube member. That's why he has that little film camera as a logo next to his name. I just realized that the other day. I saw people in my chat before, those little logos. I'm so dumb. I forgot that I put that in the membership thing. And when I saw it on my thing, I was like, oh, that's why they have those little logos. I fucking uploaded that shit. I don't even remember doing that. That was years ago, though. I think I started the membership when they first rolled it out, like way back. I think I probably had like 15,000 subs or something. Like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And like nobody joined for like 5 years. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to. It was a pretty new channel, man. But thank you for that. That means a lot, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all you guys, man. The best and easiest way to tip is to just hit that like button while y'all are in here. Do that for me. That are jumping on the AI bandwagon. Hold up. Now I got lost. And that's not the route anymore. If you're DP of a Coca-Cola holiday ad, bigger work quickly after. Yeah, not only that, but those commercials pay the most. A Coca-Cola commercial would pay a DP a lot of money. A lot of money. More money than he'd make on most movies he would work on. No joke. You know, if he's doing his deal right. You know what I mean? That's just known throughout every level, wherever you are on the call sheet. Everyone knows if you're working a big kick-ass union commercial, you getting fat checks. You getting fat checks. Fat checks. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest bummer. A company like Coca-Cola not wanting to make a real commercial, right? But here's the problem with that. They've always done that like cartoon. It's been like a cartoon. But think about all those animators. They lost their job now. Coca-Cola fired animators. There's a fucking YouTube clickbait thumbnail for you. Coca-Cola fires their animators for AI slop. You know? That's reality though. That's not even clickbait, bro. That's facts. There aren't paintings we still admire after centuries for no reason. 100%. Don't even get me started on when searching for videos on gear. There are so many AI slop videos, it's annoying. Yeah, dude, it throws me off sometimes. Because, like, they make real thumbnails, though. The thumbnail will look good, and then I'll click on it, and it'll be, like, totally AI generated. Just all voice, though. All voice. No, like, real person. Just weird shots of the gear. Sometimes just like weird photos of the gear where you're like, they didn't even have the gear. Like they stole all these images even. Like I've seen some wild videos in regards to like AI YouTube crap. Supposedly YouTube has really like cracked down on this whole thing. Like supposedly that's what they're trying to do. What happens if I click that? Oh yeah, cool. You get to read it. But I don't know, man. Oh boy, guys, it really, I'm sorry to bring all this up. Like, I feel like I really dampen the mood. Like sometimes I feel like we're on fire and then like, it's like, yeah, I guess I kind of did that when I got a little ranty about the future. I guess I kind of, I rocked the boat a little bit. Now I'm feeling like, the aftermath of it. I'm like, oh boy, I don't feel good about that. You know? It's okay. It happens. I can't help but feel like people who are in the industry that are jumping on the AI bandwagon are like people who cross the picket line at a union protest. Yeah, man, it does kind of feel like that, doesn't it? It does kind of feel like that, doesn't it? Yeah, dude. They are out to benefit themselves at the expense of everyone else. Don't even get me started on when searching. Oh, yeah. For filmmakers today, we should aim to show the world that handmade movies are worth making it because they move people's hearts. Yeah, dude. Hopefully. Documentary, they can use AI and already are. That Anthony Bourdain doc, Roadrunner, they used AI to make new voiceover dialogue from him. Yeah, I've seen that before. AI will unfortunately be a part of documentary. Yeah, exactly. Just like I was saying too, the B-roll, you already know that. They're going to use it for B-roll. The AI, yeah, they did it on another documentary too. So there was a documentary about this guy that was like the guy that found Backstreet Boys or something, but he's like kind of weird. And so, but yeah, it was the same thing. Like he was already gone by the time the documentary was being made. So yeah, they made they were able to make a video with AI make his voice. So there was video of the dude at a desk. that they had. They had like this little video clip of him, and they were able to get the entire talking head of this guy from just like one little clip that they had. And you would have thought the dude was in the documentary about him. It was crazy, dude. Like the whole thing, it sounded just like him. It looked just like him. It moved just like him. And they're able to do that with like a clip that they already had that they submitted to it. I don't know, dude. It was nuts. And it also, I mean, it was crazy too, because like the guy, it wasn't like a positive thing. You know, like the guy's not a good guy, right? And the documentary is kind of like highlighting like, hey, this guy's a bad dude. I forget the name of it, but it's on Netflix or something. For filmmakers today, we should aim to show the world that handmade movies, yeah, that's right. I'm personally fine with them using AI for very base level things, concept, background, sure. I don't even know about that. I feel like it should stop at the assistant level, like what I was saying. You know, it should never go beyond just an assistant, you know, someone that you are just asking questions about, just trying to make your brain work a little better. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like normal shit. Like, it shouldn't be like, hey, make this for me. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I observed online that especially young people tend to look for a more analog lifestyle. They got overwhelmed with all the shit going around the internet and the increasing amount of digital jobs. Yeah. That is 100% true too, Luca. I mean, that's one of the reasons why there's like the whole resurgence of analog film, like you're saying, you know, because there's a lot of that. Yeah. And, but it's cool too at the same time, because I started shooting film again in 2019. 2019, I started messing with film, but I didn't really, to be completely honest, I didn't really start shooting it until 2024. And that was like kind of after like the trend, because it's still trending, but it's been trending for a while. But that is cool, you know, and it is true. It is kind of more motivated by the younger generations, which is good to see. You know what I mean? Like, it is good to see that. And I suppose maybe that's how history's always gone, right? Like, if you think about like Woodstock, you know, the original Woodstock. You know, that was all very young people, because, you know, most of them died by the time they were 27. You know, so yeah, this is definitely very young people that were performing at Woodstock. You know what I mean? So you think about that, like just like another wild grassroots movement type of thing. And it's like, yeah, it's like, it does be something to say about that, you know, where like the younger people, they're definitely, and you know what it might be? It might just be because when you're younger, you definitely feel things differently. You know, at least I did. I guess I still do. I guess I never really matured because I feel like I still feel things that passionately. And I think that's what makes the young people so, you know, so awesome and like, you know, progressive and everything, is because they feel differently. You just do when you're younger. I don't feel the same that I did when I was younger. That's for sure. I mean, I'm still affected very passionately, but not the same level of when I was a kid. You know, like now when you're older, you get over it real quick. You're like, yeah, whatever. That's just how life is. You know, fuck, I'm getting old, man. Fuck, my knees hurt. You know, you got other shit to worry about. But when you're a kid, you really don't have anything to worry about. So you're just like pissed off, and you stay pissed off, you know, and you're like, no, we need to make it different. That's cool. You know, that is one of the cool things. So yeah. And I think they will be part of the pushing towards the grassroots of filmmaking too. You know, you'll see a lot more A24 shit, you know, that type of stuff. I would hope so. Neon's a big one too. Neon films. I'm like, ooh, some of the stuff they put out, I'm like, boy, A24, it would make them run for their money, boy. Neon's got some nice stuff. Wait, what did he say? Damn. I might have to work backwards now. Yo, the more soulless and digital it gets, the greater the desire it is to go back to something real and haptic and analog. And from that, eventually something new evolves. Yeah, it just doesn't really feel like that right now, right? Like all I am seeing is like the slop at the other end of the funnel. I can't see beyond the slop right now. But I mean, how could I? I'm not a fucking entrepreneur that way. You know what I mean? I think probably the really smart people, they're seeing beyond the slop already. And maybe they already got their hooks into something. You know what I mean? Something that someone like me can't see, you know, because I can't open my mind enough to see it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it really takes. It takes someone like super open-minded to just see through the funnel, right? Because guys like me, we get stuck in the funnel. Sometimes we get ourselves stuck in the funnel. Like we're like, we got like arm over here, leg over here, and we're like in the funnel, bitching about being in the funnel, but we don't know that we could just let go and fall out of the fucking funnel. You know what I'm saying? But we're stuck in that bitch. You're like, fuck the funnel. It's like, bro, just let go. And then you can fall out of the funnel, right? So eventually that happens. I fall out of the funnel, but then I'm in the slop and I can't, like, I'm so surrounded by the slop. Like, I feel like that scene from like Stand By Me where they got the leeches on them, you know, like you're just standing there frozen. It's like, bro, get out. You're like, dude, I can't move. You know what I mean? But the really like enlightened people, when they're in the slop, first of all, they got there before you because they knew to just not hold on to the funnel, right? So they slid right through the funnel. They entered the slop way before you. So they've been there longer, right? Literally. And now they're looking around and they have this ability to kind of like just chill in it, right? To just exist in it. And then they just start swooshing it away like they're goddamn Moses, right? So they're parting the fucking river and they're looking in there and they see something beyond it. But guys like me, bro, I don't have the ability to fucking Professor X that shit, bro. Like I can't move it. Like I can't move it, right? It's just like, it bothers me too much, right? Like it's like the slop is everywhere. It's getting between my fingers and my toes. I hate it. You know, it's like I'm sensory overload. You know, like I can't deal with it. But those other guys, they're going all in. They're diving in it to get through it. You know what I'm saying? And I think whoever those people are, yeah, you're probably right. They're probably burrowing into something really cool that's on the other side. Let's hope so. Let's fucking hope so. Apparently, Anatomy of a Fall is a very good film from Neon Studios. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Anatomy of a Fall is badass. That's one of them. This is just one of them. They won a big award, too. They won a big award. Yeah, one Oscar. They won the Oscar, bro. This movie is no joke. Let me find it. Academy Awards, Best Original Screenplay. Best Original Screenplay. That is I think that's one of the best Oscars you can get, right? Like best screenplay. Like, damn, dude. Like when I hear that, then I want to go watch the movie because I had never seen it before, right? This came out in 2023. I didn't see this till the following year because I didn't know what it was. It's like really, I knew nothing about it. They didn't really, this is another thing that hurts like a company like Neon, right? They don't have the amount of money that like a big studio has to like market their films, right? So that's why a lot of these things just fall through the cracks. But yeah, this movie is nuts. Really, really good too. Really, really good. Excellent. I don't know what this stuff is. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's wild, man. And it takes place in like, and this actress is really good. She got nominated. I don't think she won, but she did get nominated because she was nominated for 2 films that year. She was in 2 movies that year. Yes, everyone should watch this when you get a chance. I don't know where it's available. Wonderful film. Just wonderful. Yeah, I'm glad, can you AI open gate, you son of a bitch. All right. Let me try to get caught up here. How long have we been going here? We get going an hour here. Talk amongst yourselves here, children. I'm going to try to get caught up here real quick. I've been trying out AI for some thumbnails and it is terrible. You have, Scott Stevenson, you have? What with like vidIQ or something? I always see that, but I never click on it. Oh, that's cool when they disclose AI stuff. If they don't disclose it at the end, then maybe, I don't know. I don't think it's anything that they're trying to make mandatory. I think just films like A24, obviously, they're doing that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's like a rule, though. It would be cool if it was, but I don't think it is. I refuse to even use ChatGPT. I'm afraid that it'll reduce my cognitive engagement, whatever I already have left. I think for commercial film, AI feels like their future simply because AI is cheaper than real human beings. Yeah, 100%. I've been trying out AI. We're going to have to AI our drone shots after DJI got banned. Yeah. Or I mean, hey. Yeah, it would help to get a lot more jobs, that's for sure. And then everyone's a pilot. Yes, I am a certified drone pilot, actually. Where do you want me to fly to? Where are we going again? Tick, 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 tick. Yep, I'm flying over that right now, actually. This has nothing to do with AI maybe, but I am taken out of movie stories where they have someone speaking and it cuts to audio where it sounds like something replaced it, like they recorded it after. Oh yeah, they do that all the time, ADR. Yeah, they've always done that. I can always hear it too. You can always, the problem with that is it's bad mixing, right? It's bad mixing. Bad mixing, right? That's all what that is. The more soulless and digital it gets, the greater the desire to go back to something real. Yeah, oh yeah, okay. Now I'm getting caught up now. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah. Wait, random theory here. AI slop saves cinema. Let me explain. People stop watching TikTok and Reels because of all the slop, so they go back to normal media and films. Yeah, let's hope so. You know, that is actually a real true thing that people want. You know what I mean? That is what we all hope for. I think that's impossible though. You know, like TikTok and that stuff has a hold on a lot of people. Do you guys TikTok? I don't really do the tick and talk, dude. I don't really do it. I tried to have one, and like I tried to post a few things there, but like the thing is with me, like I don't engage. Like when I'm online, I don't do a whole lot of scrolling. Like I'm not into this world of scrolling. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know. I'm not that type of person, I guess. I really don't. You can ask Marianne that too. Like if I'm on an app, it's gonna be Facebook Marketplace. Because I do like just kind of this idea of a virtual flea market. I've always been a flea market rat hood kid. You know what I mean? Like just like this little, you know, like just go into a flea market. That's like a very weird Florida thing to do, you know? And I would go to a lot of flea markets when I was a kid. And you just don't really have access to a lot of flea markets here where I'm at. They have them, they call them flea markets, but it ain't a flea market, bro. It ain't a real flea market. I'll just say that. Like whatever we have out here in LA that they're calling a flea market, where I'm from, that shit is not a flea market. You know what I mean? It's something else. We call that a swap meet. You know what I mean? Like what they call flea markets, we call that a swap meet. That ain't a flea market, bro. You know, so like my only access that I have to something that I've loved since I was a kid is like this idea of a virtual flea market. And that's literally what Facebook Marketplace is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a virtual world, you know, of items that people are actually trying to sell. It's not that I'm in there buying a bunch of shit, because I'm not. But what I am doing is just checking out what people got. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. Like every time we go to the flea market, what's the most I would buy? Probably like 10 beers now. But yeah, seriously. Like you would only buy like a bunch of beer and then just walk around drinking your beer. Like you wouldn't leave it wasn't like I'm going to flea market like I'm Kim Kardashian walking down there with bags on my arms. No, that's not why you go to the flea market. It's the flea market, bro. You go there just to like see whatever you do. You go there to fuck with people. You go there to mess around. You just go there to poke around, like walk around. Like and some of them are huge. Like Florida have some of the biggest flea markets. And so that's what Facebook Marketplace is for me. Like you could just, it's, you know, you can never stop seeing all the dumb shit that people sell, and you can find some crazy ass shit. Oh man, that was a weird one. Justin, do you have a public Discord group? I did try to make one. It should be in the description. It's in the description. I did try to make a public channel. I do have a whole Discord, but it's been like super, I guess, gatekeepy, if you want to call it that. It was only available to the Patreon for a long, long time. And since I've been doing these live streams, then people have been talking about Discord, and I was like, oh, I have one of those, but but so what I ended up doing was I did create one channel of that Discord, but nobody really goes in there. And I think maybe low key it pissed off my Patreon a little bit, because they're like, what the fuck is this? But it's just like another channel. It's like a free channel, a free Discord channel within the whole Discord. I don't know what their little separate channels are called, but you know what I'm saying if you're a Discord person. So we do have one, but yeah, I mean, you can hit me up through there. I always respond to the Discord stuff, you know, certainly on that one, because there's like nobody in there. But yeah, we tried to have one. Let's see. Okay, I got really lost here now. Let's see. Parasite is another great one. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, AI is, TikTok is also filled with AI slop. Also, TikTok is addictive. No one will stop once they start. I mean, that's what they say. I never got addicted to TikTok. I never got addicted to it. Every time I try it, it is cool. I will admit, like I think they do have the best algorithm. I get it. Like I get it. I get it. I understand how it can be addictive. Like it is crazy. For like the first week that I had it, I think they thought I was a black man though. I will say that. I think they thought I was a black man for like a good long while of when I was actually trying to use it, which is fine. Like it's because of the stuff I like to watch, clearly, right? But anyways, I was just trying to decide if that was a bad thing that I just said, but I don't think it was, right? Like I'm just talking about the stuff that they were feeding me didn't seem like it would probably be sent to most. I'm making it worse. Okay. Anyways, so I do see how it can be addictive, but the difference is like I didn't get addicted to it. I don't know what it is, but I also don't scroll on Instagram though. I'm not big into the scrolling. I don't know what it is. I think after a while, my brain just checks out. And when I say a while, I mean actually fairly quick. You know, I maybe go through like 3 things and I'm like, you know, my brain, it literally just does that. It's like, what are you doing, dude? You know, like I don't know, like it's just hard for me to, but meanwhile, I can open up Facebook Marketplace and just chill on there for like easily 20 minutes. Seriously. Like just like, because like I get a kick out of all the stuff people are selling. Now here's the thing. If I was still in Florida or like, I don't know, Ohio, I probably wouldn't get a kick out of Facebook Marketplace. But here in LA, there's just a lot of crazy shit that people sell. And it's just fun to just see what they're selling. I don't know what it is. It's just like this weird, it's almost like, you remember like there used to be this thing when we were kids, it'd be like, I forget what it was. It was like an app that you would go to and like it would open up everybody's webcams. And everybody, you would just surf through everybody's webcam. It was crazy. A lot of like bad, weird stuff too. Here we go. Oh.
Stuart Monroe Photography. To accept.
Oh, I must have been getting bored. Stuart had to call in, eh?
I thought I'd call you after your racist comment.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
No, I know it wasn't. That's why I was ringing you up to tell you. I'll tell you one thing with TikTok. All I get in my algorithm is crackheads. You know, live streaming, and they've got 3 phones, like just streaming non-stop. And there's a guy who does it around where I live, who's covered in face tattoos, and he wears an Ed Hardy tuxedo, and it's just insane the crap that they come up with. But yes, their algorithm is the best. I think once you get, you know, look for the stuff that you want to do.
Wait, are you talking about the guys? Are you talking about the guys that come out of the barn door? They come out of the barn door. They're like always coming out of the back of their house. Are those the guys that live by you? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. I see what you're trying to do. You're judging me now, mate. I'm actually trying to be nice for once.
No, you said it.
You want to go
You said it.
path?
You said it was your neighbors.
Yeah.
Didn't you say it was your neighbors?
No. I live right in the city, so there's, you know, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And what I was going to say is, if I need to know something, so how to resize a clip when I was I used Premiere for 20 years or 17 years. And when I went to DaVinci Resolve, I had no idea what I was doing because it's laid out completely different. And when I wanted to learn something, instead of watching a 20-minute video tutorial by some egomaniac like Jacob or whatever his name is, I would type it into TikTok, and there's a guy that's made it for, in 1 minute, and I learn it. So I do think it's good for stuff like that.
Oh, right. Like just real quick, just get to the point, man. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, exactly. You know, 2 pump chump, mate.
Yeah, that's your cue.
Yeah, exactly. But that prize is turning up today. It should be here in the next hour, and I'm going to do a video about it.
The what?
The prize that...
Oh, awesome. Oh, bro, that's cool. Okay, man.
It should be here in an hour. I'm waiting for it to turn up.
Rad, dude.
I'm hoping it doesn't get stolen by the local crackhead.
Yeah, let's hope not. They'll be making a TikTok about it.
Anyway, I'll let you get back to it. Okay?
All right, mate.
All right, yeah, no, you need to work on your Australian. It's terrible.
Cheers, mate.
All right, see you.
Yeah, accents were never my thing. That's why I never did them. One time, this was just recent too. So I kind of low key have been auditioning again for just whatever. If I see something cool down the pike, I'll audition for it or whatever. And there's this one thing they wanted me to, they wanted me to be to be any kind of accent, just some kind of accent. And like I'm so bad, I was like so disappointed because I'm really bad at accents. And Marianne was like, "Well, just try, you know, British or something. British should be easy." So I tried to do it, and she was like, "Is that really how you're gonna do it?" Or something like that. And I was just like, "Oh man," I'm like, "No, I think it sounds really good." And she's like, "No." Like I've never been able to do like the accent stuff ever. I remember, okay, I'm gonna kind of humble brag a little bit, but this ties into it because when I was, I did a lot of voiceover stuff. Believe it or not. And, the very first voiceover gig that I ever had, okay, it was a pretty big deal. I won't tell you what it is. We don't need to go that far into the weeds, but it was a pretty big deal. Also, it was my very first gig. It was how I got into the Actors Union. Okay, that gives you an idea of how big it was, right? And so I thought, hey, I'm gonna come up with a whole character, right? After I got the job, I come with this idea of like creating a whole new character. So biggest rookie mistake ever. So as soon as I get there on the day, I go in the studio and I start doing it. Director, hold on, cut. He comes in the booth. Hey, can we kill the mics, please? He kills the mics so no one else can hear him. Thank God. And he's like, hey, what are you doing, man? I was like, oh, I thought I was gonna, you know, try this idea for the character, you know, the drawing you sent me. And he was like, no, man, the character's you. Just do you. I was like, oh, okay, that's easy. He goes, yeah. I was like, damn it, man. And ever since that day, and this was a long time ago. That would have been like 2011, I think. I gave up trying to pretend like I do accents because when it happens to you right then and there, it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna be myself, you know. Oh man. Oh, that's what I mean. Like any addiction, this might be starting of the end of the tech. Too much slop might be the reason for people to go healthy. Maybe, but not everybody gets healthy, bro. I don't like tic-tac. I don't tick and I don't talk. I used to TikTok, but almost a year without a single tick or talk. Wow. See, he's counting down the days. They got TikToks anonymous. Attention spans for the next generation will be so short. Narrative feature will be 10 minutes and a short film will be like 15 seconds. Well, that's literally why the vertical series have taken off. Here in LA, so many of my friends are working on the vertical short series. It's big. It's like these Asian soap operas. They're huge. And Tristan works on them. Like a lot of people work on them. Like John Schweigart, he shoots them. He's been shooting them for a while. I don't know if he's still shooting them right now, but he did. Like who else? Like the DP of the Janician doc that I was the gaffer on. He shoots them. Like so many people I know, and not even the DPs, like other people, like the actors and just crew in general. A lot of people here are getting those jobs because the vertical series have just taken over. And the rates, I thought in the beginning that the rates were a lot better than what they are now. But apparently I was told wrong from the beginning because the rates that I've heard nowadays that are circulating, they don't sound that good, man. Especially if you think about the numbers they're doing, it's just like, oof. And of course they're all non-union too, so you already know that. Hopefully there aren't fleas at your flea market. Oh, down in the Florida, I'm sure there was. But that's what's nice about Facebook Marketplace. God damn, did that whole thing sound like an ad for Facebook Marketplace? God damn it. Now I don't feel good about that because I'm not a fan of Facebook as a whole. Justin, you saw that weird Fujifilm vintage camera? Weird Fujifilm vintage camera? What are you talking about? There's a new Fujifilm camera? You would have to you talking about this X-half thing? That's kind of old. You'll have to try to look online and tell me. Cuz I do kind of pay attention to that stuff. Have you heard of No Other Choice? Is that a movie or something your dad used to tell you? Let's see. No Other Choice. After being unemployed for several years, no, I've never heard of this. A man devises a unique plan to secure a new job, eliminate his competition. This is a brand new movie. Oh, this is the new. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is the new. Okay, so I have heard about this. People have been talking about this. This is his new big one. This is his new one. I heard this is going to be nuts too. Is it already out? It's not already out, is it? Yeah, these frames look so good too, bro. Same director of The Parasite, right? Pretty sure. I saw someone watch a movie on their phone on the plane horizontal, but they were flicking their right thumb like they were scrolling on TikTok. I guess it changes your muscle memory. That's crazy. That is crazy. Or you know what? It could be a lot of things. They could have a lot of high anxiety of flying on a plane. I'm like that. They could maybe have a little bit of a tick or like a twitch. But it's also very possible that, yeah, they have developed some sort of syndrome. No, it's like a Super 8 camera. What? What are you talking about? For movies? I saw the Instax Mini Evo Cinema at CES. Kind of cool. And you can print it. Wait, what? Fuji Super 8. You know what? I just sold my Leica Super 8 camera. I didn't like doing that, but like, I don't ever use it. Like, I hadn't touched it in like 8 months or something. I was like, dude, I only use this on 3 projects. I'm like, I'm gonna just sell this, dude. Fuji Super 8. Wait, what? Oh, you're talking about this thing. Is this what you're talking about? Is this what he's talking about? Instax Mini Evo? Because this says it's a new Instax camera. Fuji. Oh, yeah, that's what you're talking about. You know what it reminds me of, dude? It reminds me of the Sony Handycams. It looks just like a Sony Handycam. They said Super 8. No, dude, it looks like a Handycam. What are they talking about, dude? That looks like a Sony Handycam. Okay, let's see what this thing is, which looks suspiciously like a vintage Super 8. Not really, not to me. More specifically, it was designed to mimic the Single 8 from 1965, which was a rival unit to the Super 8. Fujifilm's latest device captures video, just like its retro inspiration. Wow, the new Fujifilm Instax Mini Evo cinema camera looks nuts. Look at this fucking guy. He's fucking selling it on his Twitter or whatever the hell this is. Derek Morley. If the cost isn't nuts, this could be a must-have. Needs to be around $249, $290-ish to be a hit. Oh, I thought he dropped a link to sell it. Yeah, but look at the back of it, dude. The back of it looks like a DJI. The back of it looks just like a DJI camera. Look at it. You know what I'm talking about? The Osmo. It looks just like the Osmo Pocket 3. That does right there. Yeah, I see what they mean by the Super 8. Maybe from the front. From like the front, it looks kind of Super 8-ish. But from the side, that bitch looks like a Handycam. The Sony Handycam. Look, I'll show you what I'm talking about. The original Sony Handycam. The original, not this shit. I want to see the original. Now, they used to be built. They had one that was like, I swear to God, it was built just like that. It was just like that. And the screen would flip out, but it was super tiny like that. These are all like the very basic ones. They do make a crazy one. It's like pocket, it's like palm size. I don't know. This is never going to bring it up. Never going to bring it up. Yeah, something like that. This isn't it, obviously. That's not it. But that is like a very tiny version of it. This is probably like the new version of it. But the old version looked a lot like that. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Why the hell am I talking about that? Play your prints. Scan QR code to watch your videos. 3-in-1, the first Instax device to shoot videos and photos or print from your smartphone. One camera, decades of possibilities. Wild, dude. January 30th, but only in Japan for now. Why only in Japan? This is just the latest nifty camera gizmo the company has thrust upon the world. It recently released an Instax model that has a secondary camera for selfies. What the hell, dude? Yeah, I'm not into it. I'm just like, it's not for me. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's cool, I guess. Like, if you like to print out the photos and stuff, and like, I can see a place for this for like certain influencers that like to do like quote unquote street photography. Okay, that's to be questionable if that's what they're actually doing. Like, but I guess they're still doing like some level of documentary. Not really. Actually, I don't even think I would call it documentary photography. But you know the ones I'm talking about. That they have big followings and they'll go up and they'll ask to take photos of like women. It's usually or like people. I've only ever seen them ask to take pictures of females, by the way. But then they'll like they'll, you know, I could see them using that because then they could literally give them the photo. There is one guy that takes pictures of like old cars, and he'll go around and take pictures of like the hot rods, and then he carries around the fucking printer I have, the little Canon selfie. He has it plugged into an inverter in his car. He'll print it out and then walk up and give it to him. So I can see people like that would be like a good tool for those types of people, but those are influencer people. I mean, they're photographers, but they're like influencer photographers, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like, yeah, or like parties, like if you're big into parties, events, weddings, I guess I could see a place for this. Me personally, nah, even if I was like, just like super rich, I wouldn't buy shit like this. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't do anything for me, but I think there is a market for it for sure. I think, yeah, I guess it's like the next evolution of their Instax cameras, really. Cool, I guess. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I don't care about it one bit, honestly. What does the year 2020 look like on that cam? That year sucked. Oh, the other one? 1930 to 2020 look on that camera. Oh, this one. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I thought this was gnarly though. If you miss this one, Kodak trying to sell a Super 8 camera for $5,500. I would literally look. This item cannot be returned. I bet they had to put that on there because people were just buying it to make a review of it and sending it back. You know what? Believe it or not, if I would have stayed persistent on it, I could have reviewed this thing. Because I was talking to Kodak in the beginning when this first got announced, and it was like, dude, it's been a couple years now. This thing has been on the market for a minute, and they just instantly got lambasted. Like everybody, like, you know, everybody went hard on them because they weren't, you know, everyone thought it was crazy, you know, to sell this thing for what they have it listed for. And so I can imagine perhaps they did this no item return because, you know, either it happened or they were worried about it happening, of people buying this and, you know, just to review it and then sending it back or something. This is crazy though. It's got a dual cartridge. Oh, that's the battery. Damn it all. It's got a huge battery in it. Holy shit. I thought that was a dual cartridge. Like I thought he had black and white and color loaded in at the same time. Now that would be sick. But nope, that's the battery. Holy cannoli. So the thing with this is like, yeah, it's a film camera, but they figured out how to put like an LCD screen on it. And so like you can literally like, you have the LCD screen. It's some crazy tech, right? And like it can also burn to an SD card, like a proxy or maybe even a high file. I don't know. Like you can burn to SD card at the same time. It is pretty gnarly, right? It's nuts. They got this whole kit, you know, but 5,500? That's a little wild, dude. You know, it's a little nuts because, like, you know, the Super 8 that I had was a Leica Super 8, and I only paid like $600 for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, like, you know, to think that, you know, and mine actually had, I mean, it certainly did not have an LCD screen, right? It's a real Super 8 from like the 80s or whatever. So it didn't have all the tech. You could not burn to an SD card at the same time you're burning film. You know, like obviously you understand what you're paying for here, but also it's like, but really, dude, this much is what we want to ask for? I don't know about that, you know? So I think a lot of people just saw it as like Kodak trying to, you know, grift a little bit on, you know, what we were talking about earlier, how, you know, film has made a resurgence. And you certainly feel that with a lot of stuff Kodak does. You know, they doing a lot of weird stuff. And I think a lot of people were like kind of angry with them and might still be angry with them for kind of like, you know, grifting a little bit, trying to like take advantage of a time when they should just be celebrating it, you know. But instead, you know, it also ties in what we were talking about earlier. Like, you know, there's people in our community that love the money more than the game, you know, and it certainly, you know, comes to the corporations as well. Which is sad, you know, because Kodak was the beginning of cinema, was there at the beginning of it. You know, maybe they're just trying to like get what they feel they're owed. But a lot of people just weren't having it. Clearly, I would literally love, let's see what the fucking, if they have any reviews on this thing. Oh, it's got 2 5 stars. Love. Absolutely love. Never going back to cameras that will inevitably break and not be reliable. They're all going to break. That's the dumbest shit I ever seen, dude. You going back to cameras Wait, never going back to cameras that will inevitably break and not be reliable. Every single camera I've ever owned, no matter how new or old, they all inevitably break. They all will end up not reliable, right? They all end up. I can take you to any Facebook FX6 user group right now and show you a handful of people that posted just today about their camera not being reliable for them. Granted, that camera is fucking 6 years old now at this point, but you know what I'm saying, right? All cameras. This is a crazy comment for me to take seriously. This is another. Love it. I was one of the early adapters. I think they meant adopters of this camera, and have been working with it since February 2024. I love this camera. For anyone wanting to learn film, this is a great first step. Highly recommend. Yeah, Super 8 is great entrance to film because it's so simple and easy. But this is not a beginning to film price point, right? That's where Kodak missed the mark. Like if they were hoping that like this would be huge for like film students in college or something. No, this is too gnarly, dude. Unless you're making these available to the schools, and then the school can hand them out for free. But I don't know if they did that with this price tag attached to it. But maybe they did. I don't fucking know. It'd be cool if they did. Let's hope they did. Let's hope they did. Let's hope they had to, because nobody was buying them except those two people down there, which I think was the same person. Yeah, you can change the year on the Fujifilm camera with the dial. Oh, I see. He talked about getting back into acting. How's that going? Oh, I'm not like actively pursuing it. I'm just like, I'm paying attention to the submissions that are matched for me. I mean, that's literally the bulk of it, right? Like, I'm not like going gung-ho on it. Like, I'm not like, I haven't, reached out to my manager or anything like that. Like, it's not nothing like that. I'm not like seriously delving back into it, but I'm just kind of like dipping my toes back into it a little bit, just seeing what's out there. And I've self-taped for a few things, but it's not like, it's just not nothing that yeah. I don't know. It was just a door that I don't want to close all the way, but it's certainly not a door that I'm like, I want to have wide open either, right? Like I just have it like kind of cracked a little bit at nighttime, and it's just like, yeah, that door's open a little bit. And then like, if I see something kind of sneak in, I'll take a look at it. You know what I mean? That's about the bulk of it. But really it was more about me kind of, the goal here is just like to do more of like the short film that I just put out, the Deadline one. Like my goal is to do more of that stuff. But the problem is right now is like, now I'm being bogged down because I've done this other crazy thing, guys. I have a second YouTube channel that I'm really grinding on that is like, I think I needed it. And I needed it for a couple of reasons. One, because anytime I put out a video on street photography here on my channel, I would get like, numbers would drop, people would unsubscribe, they would tell me they were unsubscribing. Like, so in my head, like I just thought it's all the same, but like it's not. It's two very different worlds. And it took me a minute to understand that, to where it got to the point where like I'm like, okay, but this is what I want to be doing, and so I had to create a whole nother channel on it. And it's not like, why do you have to make a channel if that's what you want to do? Because I spent a summer of our lives dedicated to creating this kind of interesting documentary series. And so I needed a place to put that series. So I put it on YouTube. But then me being someone that already has a YouTube channel, I'm like, well, I can do more with this other channel now. Like we don't just have to put this series out here and then that channel just dies. Like I felt weird about doing that. And I was like, maybe that will just be my street photography channel now. And then we've gotten a little bit of a positive response to it. So then I just kind of like, I ran with it, whereas over here, you may have noticed like this kind of turned into a live stream channel a little bit. It did, but I got some stuff coming up. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm not pumping out videos all the time over here other than the live stream. Like the only thing I've been really staying consistent at is the lives. This is more fun for me, honestly. But really what it was is, there's too much of the marketing going on in the filmmaking community, the way I see it. Right. And all the stuff that went down was just like an eye opener for me to see like, yeah, I don't really fit in this community really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. And now that I've literally kind of ostracized myself, but I feel okay about that. You know what I mean? There's a part of me that it's not hurt. I'm like, maybe, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. Honestly, I don't. I don't know how I feel about it yet, right? Like, so that was kind of like, well, I can just do my other thing over here. You know what I mean? But I don't need to abandon my audience here either, which I don't feel I have. It's just now I got to be more, I'm just taking more time with what I put out over here now and just trying to be more thoughtful outside of the live streams. Obviously, these live streams are fucking nuts, right? Let's just be real. But like, that's why I've wanted them. I wanted them as like a true outlet, like a true connection for whoever wants to jump in the chat or whatever, call in, whatever. Because I felt like the shit that's going on in like the YouTuber filmmaker community, the problem with it is like a lot of shit's wrong, but it's like the gatekeeping part of it, right? And I'm like, and also like, I wanted to do the live stream specifically with the call-in number so people could see that like, you know, I'm open to everything, you know, like I'm open to ideas and thoughts and discourse. I love a good argument, bro. You know, but obviously time will tell us that the past year we've been doing this live stream, we don't get no calls like that here. You know what I'm saying? Because, well, that explains a lot to me in my brain. I don't know how it works in yours, but you know, that's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, just a lot of things were like brought to fruition to me to where I'm like, yeah, I don't really belong in that community, you know? And so because of that, you know, the live streams allows me to kind of piss all over it in a way, you know, and not feel bad about it, right? Because like, obviously, like I don't like down to this Matt Workman shit. Like clearly, I don't think like these cats, right? And the whole war that happened with all the people involved, I don't think like those cats either, right? Obviously, clearly, right? And like our motives are different. Like everything is different. Our minds are different. The way we think about filmmaking is different. The way we think about YouTube is different. And that's what really like, I guess, shook me a little bit, and then be like, well, fuck it. Like, yo, fuck it. If I'm going to be Shrek, then I'm going to be Shrek. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just going to like tuck my tail between my legs and just quit this channel altogether. No, we're not doing that either. That was kind of like the whole, I guess, motivation to do the live stream. Like, just go really wild, go really crazy, right? And we've had some really fun live streams. We've had some really boring ones. We've had some, I don't know. It's just a whole nother, I don't know. I don't know how we're getting on that weed. See what I mean? The spider web, bro. I can just spiral like crazy like that. I apologize for that one. But I think you guys will know what I was trying to say. I'm trying to get better at like articulation, but I'm just horrible at it because inside my brain is just like pipes. It's like it's like a crazy mind maze, and I can get like caught off track so quickly and easily. And I'm like, wait, what? Like a goddamn hummingbird or something. Yo, the SD is just for audio, I believe. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, you're right. The SD card is only for audio. 100%. I forgot about that. Yeah, see, that's a bummer. Can't even do like, I guess it would be pointless to do proxies. Like, wow, you're doing Super 8, but I don't know, dude. It is film, right? Wouldn't it be cool if you had a little proxy in there? Do you think they're going to put the A7 V sensor into the new versions of the FX3 and FX6 this year? Probably. I mean, isn't that what Sony is known to do? Yeah, I haven't watched that review yet, but I did see Petapixel put something out about that. I haven't really looked at it at all. You said the Sony A7 V, right? Is it really that much better though? What's the big deal about it? 33 megapixel, partially stacked Exmor RS sensor, Bion's XR2 processor, built-in AI unit. Look, here's one area where I will backpedal on AI. I do love me some Sony AI autofocus. I'm not using it right now because I don't really have to for this. I'm not really moving around that much. And plus, this is a really old lens that I have on here. I don't even have this lens has no electronics on it whatsoever. But when I do have to rely on autofocus, that's when I'm like, ooh, thank God for this autofocus, right? But again, like I was saying, it's an assistant. I literally use it as my AC when I do not have an AC. What's the first, what's the A stand for? Assistant camera, right? I don't know, dude. They probably will. They recycle all their sensors, don't they? I would imagine. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I really love Deadline. Amazing short film. Thank you, my man. No. Oh, he says no. The current FX3 and 6 sensor is better than the A7 V sensor. Right. The 5 just has newer processing and AI processing, but the sensor in the FX6 and 3 is superior as far as sensor. I would hope so for this price tag. Look at me, see how quick I flip upside down. But it is true. I mean, he's got a good point. You know, we hope, but I think we're both right. Just now tuning in from Atlanta, yo, ATL. I think we're both right? I think they will combine the two worlds for whatever they're going to throw into the FX6, I would imagine. I don't know. You think there's going to be an FX3 Mark II? I don't know. That's another thing. Like, I'm not buying anything new until that FX6 literally just breaks. Well, knock on wood. I better knock on wood. But I don't know, man. There hasn't been anything yet that has really rocked me where I go, yup, that's what's going to be my new one. Because I just don't feel that whatever, like everything that currently is out in that like $5,000 and under, there's nothing where I go, yeah, that would be better than the FX6. In terms of user friendliness, features, and usability, right? That's what I'm talking in terms of. Not yet anyways. But I think honestly, if I was to say, am I excited about anything? I'm excited about this dream I have, right? And the dream is that whatever the new version of the Nikon Red camera, whatever that is, I think that is going to be the thing that is going to be like the next thing that rocks the internet. Like the next thing, right? Because this ZR really does feel just like a stepping stone. The ZR does. It just feels like a, hey guys, here's a little sneak peek of what we got coming your way. You know what I'm saying? Because this is pretty damn good for what it is, right? I'm not gonna lie. But it's not enough to move the needle, right? But again, that's because this was just the appetizer. You know what I mean? This is the pig in the blanket. You know what I'm saying? I'm most excited to see what these yahoos are going to put out next. The next Nikon Red. Don't you guys think it's going to be pretty nuts? I think they're cooking up something really crazy. FX3 Mark 107 32037 Ultra Omega Super 1000. You can get an E mount swap to M mount. It'll be fully manual though. I have those. I have multiple of them. I have this one right here. It's macro, you know, because M mount lenses, they're really bad at close focus. So I have the macro adapter. Oh yeah, I got all kinds of those, buddy. Nikon ZR2 or Nikon ZR Pro Ultra. I don't think it'll even be this. I don't think it'll be anything of this. Let's hope. It can't be. It has to be a real camera. I'm sorry. It has to be, you know, more red-like. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't be this mirrorless camera body. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't think it will be. If it is, oof. Shame on them. You know what I mean? Like, I really hope that they are cooking up just like the next badass Komodo, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about. I think they got something just really wild. Hopefully, that's my hope. That's my dream. Because I think that would move the needle. That would move the needle for me, for sure. And I think for a lot of people. I think you would see Sony guys exit. You would see Canon guys exit. They would all be going that way. And I think Nikon is smart enough to know that. And I think that's one of the huge benefits of swallowing up Red. You know, like, this is the thing. You know, like, it's like, dun dun dun. They form like Ultron. And now some crazy shit is about to go down. If that doesn't happen, and they continue to like do this weird thing, this mirrorless bullshit, or they continue to go their separate ways and pretend they're not like this huge conglomerate thing, like that'll suck, right? That'll just be bullshit, right? That'll be something that just kind of fizzles out like any other like partnership, you know, like Leica Minolta, Leica Lumix, you know, something like that. Like, that'll be a bummer if they just like ping pong ideas. Like, that's boring, you know? But the fact that they put this thing out makes me feel like, yeah, they're doing more than playing ping pong. You know what I'm saying? They're doing more than exchanging stuff, right? They're actually, this is a true collab. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the part where I'm like, I really hope this is the appetizer. And I know I talked a lot of shit. I will always talk shit. Even if they put it out and it's like $3,000 and it's something insane and I buy it and I go crazy over it, I will put money on it that I will continue to talk shit about it, because I talk shit about Sony every single day. You know, I'm constantly fucking, dude, I got Sony fanboys on Threads that would love to watch me burn alive. You know what I mean? Like, the Sony and the Leica fanboys too. And the funny thing is, the funniest thing about all of it is, like, every time I get the Leica fanboys riled up, every time I get the Sony fanboys riled up, they're forgetting the most important ingredient. I fucking use these things every day of my life. So this is where I have a problem with companies like Sony, right? Because Sony, they cater to these fanboys. And they literally, they'll send them the shit because these are the fanboys that, stroke their egos and, go all in, But me, I'm like, no, dude, let's call it like it is. Yeah, I'll still use it and praise it in the areas where it deserves praising, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to bow down and now you're my God. You know what I'm saying? That's insanity to me, right? The companies, and yeah, I will be cringy here for a minute. They should fucking pay attention to guys like me that will fucking bear it all and say what we think. Those are the people that the companies actually should care about. The sad thing is, they don't. They don't. They want you to say happy things. They want you to defend them on Threads. They want you to be a fanboy. They want you to, placate them. It's typical God behavior. You know what I mean? Like, all the gods want you to treat them like gods. It's like, no, bro, we ain't doing that. There ain't no gods down here, right? On earth, there are no gods, right? So none of these brand whores, none of these fanboys shouldn't be acting like gods, because they're not. They're just little men. We all came from water. You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally came out of water. So it's wild to me. And if they do put out something amazing, I will praise it in the areas it needs to be praised, but I'll still continue to talk shit about Nikon swallowing red. I'll always say that. I will always talk shit about that, right? There are things that, what is the famous line from Superbad when he peed his pants? People don't forget, right? People don't forget. And this is the shit, like what I said earlier, like, if we want to I forget the things that I truly want people to forget, right? When I was saying earlier about how do I deal with AI? I just act like it doesn't exist. I ignore it, right? But some things I feel like should never stop having a light shown on them, right? There's some things where I go, nah, I don't ever want to ignore that little tidbit, right? Because it's too fun, right? It's like the one thing, it's like and maybe it's like, oh, that's what guys like me do, right? Like jabbers, roasters, right? It's like the one thing that happens. Like, I was that asshole, like I don't know, like again, if someone peed their pants in school, I'd be the guy. Every time I saw them, I'd be like, yo, pissy pants, like I was that guy, right? Because that's what people did to me. Like, that's what we do to each other, right? Like, people are wanting to always remind you about your flaws, right? So the problem is like, if we're going to do that to other fellow human beings, we should certainly, because here's the thing, let me backpedal here a little bit. I did that when I was a child. I don't do that anymore, right? Who do I do it to now that I'm an adult and I'm in this fucking bullshit YouTube filmmaker influencer community? I do it to the people I feel deserve it now. These fucking brands, right? So yeah, I'm going to call them out on their shit. They're a fucking huge corporation. They're a brand. Why are we treating them like they're our homeboys? It's crazy to me. But I guess, if they're putting money in your bank account every goddamn month, I guess you would treat them like your homeboy, wouldn't you? Right? That's fucked up to me, right? So they're being paid. It's basically like a frat. It's like a frat house, the Sony frat house. And their main fucking venue is over on Threads. You can be over there right now if you want to. Leica's got one too. They got these frat houses where they get people to pay them money. And then vice versa, if you get enough following, now they'll give you free shit, man. Hasselblad does it too, man. We'll get you free shit. Get the following. Get the clicks. Get the likes. Get the buys. I don't know. It's an influencer world. And maybe sometimes I could go, well, fuck, I lost my opportunity there, man. I could have joined the cult, man. But no, people like me can't get in the cult. People like me don't know how to be like that good of a chameleon and be like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. It's like, no, I don't. Like, I have to say it, right? Like, I can't keep things to myself if I feel a certain way. It's like, Nah, especially when there's like 45,000 people that are going to tune in for like if something they're interested in that I'm going to talk about. It's like certainly when you're talking about tech, right? And it's like, no, I think I should share the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if, obviously brands, they're not going to like that shit. So here we are, full circle. I think Arri needs to rethink their strategy too, because they seem to struggle, and who knows, eventually they're going to be bought by a bigger company just like Red. People have been saying that for a minute now, that Arri's going to get bought out, but I don't foresee that. But look, what the hell do I know? They could though. And I think we made a joke about that before, where Sony was going to buy Arri. I could see them doing some shit like that, but I don't think they need to, because the Sony Venice, apparently the Sony cameras are being used more than Arri cameras, apparently. So I don't think they would even bother, That's why they act like God characters, They really feel like they are above and beyond, because technically they kind of are in some areas, What's the spec difference between a ZR and an A7R5? Can you jam timecode on an A7R5? Oof, I don't know, buddy. I doubt it. But I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know, man. You would have to just pull each of them up and just plug it in and kind of go through it. Look, I'm not the most internet savvy, I can't do all the research for you guys, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say no, because I feel like those kinds of things Sony reserves for their cinema line. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like Sony kind of works like that. That's going to be my hot take, but I don't know. You'd probably have to do that research on your own. I bought the ZR and love it. All right, Chill and Connect. He says, I'm eager to see what comes next. They said in an interview that there is more to come, that this is just the more consumer version. That's what I'm talking about. I just really hope it gets out of this form factor. No way, it could get interesting. Makes you wonder if a Nikon Z9 Mark II will have uncompromised red tech in it for the video features, or if Nikon will create a dedicated box camera for cinema use. Global shutter full frame would be cool. 100%. ZR looks better for video. Oh, versus the A7R5, 100%. 100%. If I had to choose between these two all day, not to mention the money you save, and it's just more, it's better. It's better. Now, look, even for stills, who cares? Just get some Nikon lenses. Get M-mount lenses, man. If you longer talking shit about the ZR, Michael Bay will run out of his pool and show up through your window. I think the funniest thing is on the ZR how it uses Nokia technology for the mics. Is that right? You're talking about the what do they call that? There's a word for the microphone technology. I'm losing my voice. I cried too much on tonight's live stream. Boy, I was crying a lot tonight, wasn't I? Also, the internal 32-bit float is amazing. Yeah, I thought the audio was very cool. There's a word for what's it called? Binaural, right? Isn't that what it's called? Binaural audio? Yeah, I think it's called binaural audio. Yeah. 32-bit float. Yeah. Look, lately, ever since I used it that night when we took it out, if you guys haven't seen that video, yeah, we took it out, and dude, ever since then, people ask me what camera they should get. I'm just like, bro, I would get this if I was you. Like, no joke. Like, and the crazy thing is you can literally walk up into Best Buy and buy this bitch. You know what I mean? Like, anybody can get this thing right now. And, it's crazy. I talk a lot of shit, and I don't fucking take money from any of these guys. I wish I did, but I can only do that if they let me be me, and that's what they don't want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same thing as anything else. You can't fucking get hired by, JetBlue or something, then walk around going, fuck JetBlue, They'll be like, bro, you're a major PR problem right now. The screen is crazy too, 100%, bro. The screen is so nuts. The screen is so nuts. Yeah. It was a fun camera to use, but I think it takes a lot to learn it. I got a lot of flack because I didn't really take the time to learn it, but I didn't have time. The dude was like, yo, meet me here. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. I didn't have time to fucking stop and research the thing and read the whole manual. I got a life going on. Like, I'm just like, I'm not, you can go to your real reviewers for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, my whole idea behind it was just to like, use it in like a real world scenario of like, yo, we just got this camera, like But I think some people, it's whatever, dude. It's whatever. But at the end of the day, like, I think, and look, I guess if anything, they were saying like, yo, you didn't program it right, so the autofocus wasn't working how it's supposed to be. That, okay, I'll give them that. Yeah, we should have like figured out the autofocus for a more like honest comparison. That's fine. That's fine if that's what they think. I will agree to that. But at the same time, I don't think it would have made that big of a difference, but maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe in that aspect, I've drinking the Sony Kool-Aid too much, where I'm just like, no, nothing is better than Sony autofocus. But I guess like my point is like, why do you have to like, and I understand that every modern camera has these different like autofocus modes, right? Like I understand that. And perhaps maybe it got put on a wrong mode. But at the end of the day, like no matter what mode my Sony camera is in, no matter what mode it is in, it will always go to the face. Okay, so obviously it's in face detect, right? Maybe, I don't know. Do you know what, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like it'll just, it still focuses. It still works. That's what I'm trying to say. It still works. Regardless of what mode it's in, it still works. What was happening with that ZR on that day out there with the 51.4 Nikon lens is that whatever mode it was in, it wasn't doing anything. Like there was no autofocus whatsoever. So what mode is that? Right? To me, that's not autofocus mode, but I don't know. I could be wrong about that. Maybe they have some crazy mode that I don't know about. I don't know. I don't know. So, I will agree with some of the critiques on that area of it. But at the end of the day, like, the little bit that I used it, which literally was 2 hours max, dude, still a badass camera. Even if I think Sony has better autofocus. And it's the same thing with the people that were bitched about it. People were mad that I said Sony has better autofocus. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, it's still badass. Like who cares if the autofocus isn't as good as a Sony camera? And, if you believe it is, then it is so, right? Everything is as you believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because I say something and you disagree with it, okay, fine. But like, you can have your own truth. We're all allowed to have our own truths about it. You know what I'm saying? But I guess like when you get to a certain level of YouTube that they feel like, oh, no, you can't be so one way, you gotta be more political, I guess. And when I say that, like, I feel like, I don't have the knack of like catering to both sides, because I've never cared about that. I've never had to care about that. But there are a lot of people in this community that care about that. Like, they really want you to be very careful about what you say. They want you to like cater to both sides, right? You can't lean to this way. You can't lean to this way. It's like, it's too many rules. You know what I mean? There's too many rules to this YouTube filmmaking shit. And, I learned that on the Nikon video, I thought it was just like a fun little video, but I guess people were expecting something different. I don't know. Anyways, I guess we said enough now. The screen is crazy too. The menus are kind of complicated, but it's fine with 1 to 2 hours set aside. Set it, custom map done. The micro HDMI is a shame, 100%. Micro HDMI sucks. 6K, 60 frames per second R3D RAW is crazy though, 100% crazy. 100% that's crazy. I wouldn't even use it that hardcore. You don't need to use it that hardcore. There are always trade-offs, 100%. What time did it start? I didn't even get a GD notification. Yeah, I changed it to 6 because it goes too late. And I've already been on here for 2 hours. I'm losing my voice. If you ever have the chance, check out the Tokina Opera 50mm 1.4. It comes in F and EF mount, and it's my main lens for almost everything. Yes, it's a photo lens, but it creates an amazing image. Let's see what you're talking about, and then we might have to wrap it up. I've been on here for 2 hours, bro. I lose my voice, bro. What's it called? Tokina Opera? I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I went on a lot of weird tangents tonight. I guess like I don't know what's going on. I don't know what that was about. Talk about this thing? Tokina Opera? Let's see. 1.4 full frame lens for Nikon F. I don't know anything about this. Tokina Opera. Interesting. This is a good one, eh? I don't know. I just got my Tokina lens. Looking for a compact everyday carrier. Do you still got the Sony RX1R? Do you know anything about the Fuji X100VI? Damn, bro. Yeah. Looking for I love the RX1R. I don't think I would buy the third one. I think the second one is still the best one. That's my hot take on that. Unless you just, refuse to buy like 4 batteries. You just need like 4 batteries to last forever. What I use for pocket cam is the RX100 Mark VII. So look, again, all that shit I talk about Sony, and look, all I fucking have, Sony A7C II streaming with, Sony FX6 for professional video work, fucking everyday carry, Sony RX100 Mark VII. You know what I mean? So this is why I say, like, I don't care that I piss people off when I talk shit about the company, because I'm like, motherfucker, don't act like I don't use this shit every day of my life, bro. If anybody deserves to be talking shit about these companies, specifically Sony and Leica, one of those people is definitely me. Why? Because I'm an everyday user. I'm someone that invested my own money into this bullshit, right? Like, doesn't that make sense to you guys? It's like, I hate that the haters act like I don't use this shit every day. But look at this thing. This is a 24-200. This thing is gnarly. I did a whole video on this. It went a little crazy too. It has like over 100,000 views. You'll see it on there. Just go to my popular videos. It's the Pocket Cam. I did a whole video on the Pocket Cam. I absolutely love this thing. But this is like, you know why I bought this? You know why I bought this? I bought this to basically replace the Super 8, right? The Super 8, so I got the Super 8 because I was using it for like my documentary stuff, but it's so big and bulky, and here's the biggest reason why I stopped using the Super 8, because the film development, it is this weird system where it takes too long, honestly. Like, it takes too long to get the footage back, and then I got to get the negatives back because I'm that kind of weirdo, like I want the negatives back. It's this whole like thing, like the development side of it is the part where I'm like, ugh, I don't want to use this. Up to that though, I was loving it. I was using it. I was shooting cartridges. I love, I love the analog experience, but the whole post side was just like a nightmare. And I'm like, nah. And then I stopped using it. So then I'm like, yo, if I get a little pocket cam, this thing has a 24-200. It's a very tiny sensor. Super 8's very tiny field plane. Like, I'm like, dude, this basically replaced my Super 8. And now all my gnarly, like, B-roll footage comes from this little camera. And plus, I can always have it with me. But I also use it for, like, street snaps, crappy snaps. I like to use it when I'm driving. I like to get, like, because I see a lot of shit in LA traffic. So I like just to be able to, like, snap stuff real quick. And, like, I refuse to use my phone because I hate, like, I'm a tangible guy, like I need a real camera, and this is just really cool to shoot from the car, like a creeper, just weird shit, but I mean, LA traffic, you see a lot of crazy shit. Like today on the interstate home, I saw a couple on a goddamn moped. They were on a moped. Hold up. I didn't get the shot I wanted. I just remembered. I took shots of it, but I didn't get the shot I wanted. But this is insane to me. And LA, we'll end with this. The LA freeway, right? You're talking about, what freeway was it? It was the 210, I think. So on the 210, a little moped, bro. Not a motorcycle. I saw it because I used to ride mopeds in North Hollywood. I had a moped when we lived in North Hollywood, and I used to ride mopeds. Dude, I flipped front ways over the handlebars because I hit an oil slick on a right-hand turn. I didn't have a license or nothing, and I flipped over the handlebars, and when I got up, I was full of asphalt and oil and blood because I skidded my face and my hands. And when I looked up, there was a cop, and he was driving by, and it was 2 of them. One was in the passenger seat, and he rolls down the window, and I was so scared because what happens is if you're riding those things on the street like I was, they can like impound it and crush it. Because I didn't even have a license. I didn't have anything. So I was like, oh shit, there's a cop. And then like, all he does, he goes, you okay, buddy? And he just kept driving. He didn't even wait for me to answer. He just kept driving. And I'm like, oh, thank God we're in NoHo. It's like, oh boy. Because if we would have been somewhere fancy, it would have been game over, dude. They would have stopped. They would have like, and I just jumped on the thing and I was freaking out. Dude, I had a panic attack, like, because I was full of blood and asphalt. And I was calling Marianne, and it was gnarly, dude. But so anyways, I tell you all that to tell you, so that's one thing, driving a moped in normal side streets, like how I was. But I'm out here on the 210 where people go fucking 95 miles an hour. And I look over and there's this couple, not a dude, but his girlfriend's strapped to the back on this little tiny moped, dude, and it's just rattling, because they shake. They only go like 50 miles per hour tops, bro. And he's in the middle of the 210, the middle lane nonetheless, not even on the slow lane. He's in the middle lane. Dude, his girlfriend is holding on for dear life. He in the front, he's got a bubble visor, just happier than a pig and shit, dude. He's like, she doesn't have any face masks, just a little peanut helmet. She's gripping him so tight, and she's just like, she's got her head perfectly behind his helmet, trying to stay warm and not get her face hit with bugs and wind and shit. And I'm just like, bro, that is so insane. Not to mention, highly, highly dangerous. The cars, every car around them is going 90 tops. I can guarantee it. LA freeways are insane. And they took that little ass moped out there. So I was like, I'm driving. Again, I'm going probably 80 miles an hour, right? So I'm not able to get the best shot of these guys because I don't want to kill them in the process. But I didn't get the shot that I wanted. So I just waited when it was safe and took it from behind. But just so you know, I'm not lying to you. And that's the raw. So there's no like color on it. Because the A7C2 not the A7C2. The little RX100 will let you shoot in log. You can shoot in S-Log3, the photos. It's gnarly. So there's the JPEG. Doesn't make it much better. Yeah, dude. But I wish I had the shot that I saw. Because it was so, this one's almost, look at it. Oh, man. Oh, it's so funny. But it's out of focus. Oh, that's a bummer, dude. But that'll make a killer black and white. But no, this is not the one I even wanted, though. But again, I was too close to them. And I was so nervous that I would run into the side of them. But look at that thing. Oh, genius, dude. It was so funny, man. Anyways, I guess you had to be there. Hold up. I got my copy on MPB for about 400. Oh, that lens. I know you're out there in the streets all the time. You be careful out there. It's getting wild. 100%, bro. Tried the Leica Deluxe 8, but wasn't too impressed. Yeah, I wouldn't bother with the little baby Leicas. This is the best. Dude, there's a DP that I used to gaff for. Whiskey and a Camera. That's his Instagram name. I used to DP for him. I'm sorry, gaff. He was the DP. I used to be his gaffer. And he would always tell me, because he knew I had the YouTube thing going on. He's like, dude, I can't believe you don't use this. Because he had one. And he was always talking about it. And I was just like, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's weird to me. It's like a little baby camera, whatever. And then one day he brought it to work. And he let me play with it. And it wasn't even the newest one. He had, they make other one, the older ones only go to 70 mil. They have a brighter lens. It opens up to a 2.8. But it gets cut off at 70 millimeters. This one goes all the way to 200 mil, but it's only an f4. But I don't know. You can go super high ISO. And plus, too, I was thinking of it as a digital Super 8, so I cranked the ISO. I let it get gnarly. I don't care, right? So I didn't really care about the noise that much, the low light. I wanted the longer reach. But yeah, I wouldn't even mess with the Leica ones. These things are so rad. The screen is insane. Like, look, I'm selling it to you now. It doesn't matter. You got to check out the video. You'll see. Yeah, it's the RX100 Mark 7 is the name of it. Okay, what does it say? I know it's random, but we just made our first official sports short film. Oh yeah, did you send that to me, Fairwood? Someone sent me a movie or something. Somebody sent me a movie that they did or something on Instagram. They wanted me to check it out. Was that you? Yeah, dude. Maybe we'll do that the next live. I've been going over 2 hours, so we got to cut this one out. But did you experience GTA IRL with the moped? Yo, damn, that image looks really nice for that tiny sensor. Yeah, didn't it? It wasn't bad. I mean, look, this is blurry as hell, dude. Like I'm probably going like, I wasn't going 80 at this point, but I'm booking, I'm passing them, right? And I'm like barely looking. I'm just like, oh shit, because I don't want to kill anybody out there trying to get a dumb photo. But yeah, this is all, I document everything. This is probably the best one, but it doesn't sell it the way like this sells it, But I like to document most things that I see so I can just have like a memory of it forever, and I just prefer like a physical, tangible camera. Moped on the freeway is diabolical. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's insanity. It's pure insanity. And to bring his girlfriend or wife or whoever this is with him, she doesn't have a place to put her feet. Oh my God, dude. She doesn't barely have a place to put her feet. Oh, yeah, it's gnarly, dude. Moped on the freeway, I never rode mine on the freeway. Never. And you know what's funny? I would get to, because I used to drive it to jobs. I would get to the jobs before some of the crew would. They'd be like, dude, they're like, dude, you can get caught in the traffic? No, because I would take the moped on surface streets. Dude, I used to get gnarly with it though. It's so funny. I didn't even have a license. Okay, I'll tell the story, but it's not really a story. It's just like how I used to ride. Like in Santa Monica, because like, and I would drive it to like, I had it back when I was an actor, you know? So I do a lot of acting gigs with it, you know? And I had like a special backpack that was like a foldable wardrobe that Marianne bought me. So it opens up and it flips open. It's a wardrobe. But then when you zip it back up, it folds in half and it has backpack straps. So I'd take my fucking, my wardrobe with me and shit. It's just funny to think about it those days. But yeah, I never ever took the freeway. I only did the side streets. And I would still beat people. But in Santa Monica, when traffic would get gnarly, I would hop on the sidewalk, which is a big, big no-no. You definitely should not do that, especially if you don't even have a license. But, you know, I'm kind of a bad boy. You know, that's how cool I am. You know, shit, come on now. All right, that's a great spot to end there. Oh, man, that's funny, dude. Bought the Fujifilm X106. It has internal ND and stuff, but needs something even more compact. Yeah, so if you want internal ND, the earlier versions of the RX100 do have ND. In fact, it's the ones that have the 24-70. Look, if you want the one with ND and the shorter lens, I'm going to tell you right now, it's called the RX100 Mark V-A. Get the Mark V-A. If you only get the Mark V, it's going to be the old color science, right? So they put out the new sensors, i.e. the new Sony color science at Mark A. Sony RX100 Mark V-A. It has to be the A version. Yeah, I mean, it's so old. You're going to have to find it on Facebook or eBay or something. You have to make sure it's the A. And the only way to verify it is you got to see the bottom of the camera where the, wait, where do they put it at? Because I don't think it says it on the top. I don't think it says it on the top. I think you can only verify it through the serial sticker. I don't think it has an A on top of the camera. And it was literally the last one to have the 24-70 with the ND. And keep in mind, it's a 2.8 versus the long lens is an f4. But I wanted the longer lens. I didn't care about the ND either. Because also, keep in mind, I don't think you can use the ND for video. So see, his is only a normal Mark V. I want to see if anybody has the Mark V-A. It is definitely, here it is. It's definitely the more popular one. But look, these things are not cheap, bro. This one's super old. Look, I'm on the Mark 7. Technically the Mark 8, if you know, this one's the Mark V-A, so that's still another version of it. Yeah, see, it doesn't say A on the top. So there is a way to identify if it is the A, and I think it's on the bottom here. This is what I was saying. Yeah, see right there? M5A. That's the only way to verify that it's the A. You have to see the bottom of it. So that's how you'll know if it's the A or not. And that's the one I would recommend if you like the ND. And, oh, it's a 1.8. I thought it was a 2.8. Oh, mine's a 2.8. That's what it is. Mine's a 2.8. That one's a 1.8. The difference is like it quickly changes. It quickly jumps a stop. So mine is usually shooting at a 4. Because like as soon as you hit like 40 millimeters or something, it jumps to an f4. And that's how this one is too. But not f4. It jumps to the next stop, right? So it jumps to a 2.8 at like around 40 millimeters or whatever. Anyways, yeah, they all have flash. They have a pop-up flash. They have this, they have the EVF, and when you pop open the EVF, this thing comes out. It's the same EVF that's in the RX1R Mark III, I think, or maybe not that. It's newer than the one that's in the RX1R Mark II, though, because I used to have that one, too. Yeah, it's a badass, dude. Watch my review video. Here, or I'll end on this. If you don't know the video, I'll show it to you. It's definitely one of my more popular videos. It has over 100,000 views. Like, it blew up. This one right here. Yeah, it's got 144,000 views. Why a true pocket camera is better than your phone. You'll get a good laugh too, because I do a crazy ass skit. That's why I could not believe that video blew up. I do the weirdest fucking skits at the very beginning of that video, and for whatever reason, people loved it. This is hilarious, dude. But you know what's crazy about this video? I compare it to the M10, and that will blow your mind. The M10, that will blow your mind. Anyways. Yeah, dude. Thank you, guys. Thank you for stopping in. Hit the like button, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. That was a wild one. Sorry for getting, so emotional tonight.